6 months back, any Canadian citizen or political analyst would have told you this. The Liberal Party is losing. It is done and dusted. And there was good reason to believe that. Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister was becoming unpopular by the day, both within his party and among the voters. His resignation as Prime Minister was a last throw of dice for the Liberals to revive. Surveys at the time projected Conservatives were way ahead of the Liberals, and leading the Conservatives was opposition leader Pierre Trudeau. Several reports pointed to the fact that Conservatives were gaining ground under his leadership. Enter Mark Carney, an investment banker turned politician with zero experience in governance at the time. He succeeded Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister and took charge of the Liberal Party. He also called snap election and has now ensured the Liberals win a fourth consecutive term in Canada. So what changed within the last 6 months to ensure this unexpected comeback? Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. The Liberal Party defeated the Conservatives in Canada's snap election today. Counting of votes is about to close as we record this video, and as numbers stand, the Liberals have won 168 out of 343 seats. The Conservatives are at 144. Now the majority mark is 172. The magic figure is 172. Liberals are just within reach. If they win 4 more seats, Canada would have a majority government of the Liberals, something that Justin Trudeau did not have in his last term. In case Liberals don't win the 4 more seats required, it would have to depend on other parties for that support. But either way, it's a win for the Liberals, a stunning victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. In terms of vote share, Liberals as of now are at 43.5% and Conservatives are at 41.4%. In fact, just like this graphic on your screen shows, both parties have seen an increase in their vote share compared to 2021. The Liberals up by more than 10% and Conservatives up by about 7.5%. This increase has come mainly at the expense of Jagmeet Singh's New Democratic Party or NDP. His party's vote share is down by around 12 percentage points. And I'll come to the NDP's fate and Jagmeet Singh in a minute. But let's start with the Liberals first. Mark Carney will continue as the Prime Minister of Canada. During his victory speech in Ottawa, Carney promised to think big and lead a government that represents all Canadians. He added that while millions of Canadians did not vote for him, he would always do his best to represent everyone who calls Canada their home.
Over my long career, I have made many mistakes, and I will make more. But I commit to admitting them openly, to correcting them quickly, and always learning from them. Humility underscores the importance of governing as a team in cabinet and in caucus, and working constructively with all parties across Parliament, of working in partnership with the provinces and the territories, and with Indigenous people.
For Pierre Trudeau, this was seen as an unexpected defeat. The upside is that Conservatives have increased their vote share and made it into a neck-to-neck fight. The downside is that Trudeau himself, who was seen to be the next Canadian Prime Minister at one point, lost his own seat. Canadian media reports say Pierre Trudeau has lost his seat in Ontario's Carleton to Liberal candidate Bruce Fanjoy. Trudeau had first won the seat in 2004 and held it for 2 decades. Today, he called the results a virtual tie and said he wanted Canadians to come together to hold the government to account.
To the millions of people who voted for the Conservative Party and put their hopes and dreams in our vision, thank you. It will be an honor to continue to fight for you and to be a champion of your cause as we go forward.
The other big loser has been Jagmeet Singh, leader of the New Democratic Party and also a pro-Khalistan leader. The NDP has won just 7 seats, down from 18 it won in 2021. Their vote share fell by 12%. Jagmeet Singh, post the results, announced that he was stepping down as leader of the NDP. Moreover, the party is likely to lose its national party status in the House of Commons. 12 seats is the minimum criteria for that, and NDP, of course, is not meeting that. And to top it all, Jagmeet Singh lost his own seat of Burnaby Central in British Columbia. He finished 3rd in the race with less than 19% votes. This is the NDP and Jagmeet Singh. This is the same NDP and Jagmeet Singh who was a critical ally of Justin Trudeau at one point. In fact, in September 2024, Singh's NDP withdrew support from the Trudeau government. The Sikh leader blamed Trudeau for not tackling inflation and catering to only corporate greed. In this election, NDP fought alone on all 343 seats. In fact, Jagmeet Singh was touted to be the kingmaker as the third player in this conservatives versus liberal battle. Eventually, the party and Jagmeet Singh has been reduced to the fringes. From India's perspective, this is good news. After all, Jagmeet Singh was the one who accused New Delhi of being involved in the killing of Khalistan leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar. This, despite the lack of evidence against New Delhi. And we all know how this played out eventually. Relations between India and Canada under Trudeau nosedived. But what actually helped liberals stage this comeback? Two words: Donald Trump. It may sound weird, but the US president has been instrumental in ensuring the victory of the liberals in this tightly fought elections in Canada. Some political analysts call it the Trump effect. You see, until the start of this year, conservatives were about 20 percentage points ahead of the liberals in terms of popularity in Canada. Post Justin Trudeau's resignation and the arrival of the new Prime Minister Mark Carney, the lead of the Conservatives started to reduce. On January 20, 2025, Donald Trump took oath as the President of the United States, and that aided the process of the revival of the Liberals in a way. Trump began referring to Canada as the 51st state of the United States, a direct claim on Canada's own sovereignty. The American president and his good friend Elon Musk also referred to then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as Governor of Canada. Canadian leaders, of course, across the board rejected Trump's statement and said that the country wasn't up for sale. This gave Carney the opportunity to place himself as the champion of the Canadian nationalism cause. The campaign of the Liberals was largely centered around the election campaign, that is, and how a conservative government could jeopardize Canada. That was the poll pitch, the biggest poll pitch of the Liberals. And the face of the Canadian nationalism cause was Mark Carney this time around. Conservative Poilievre couldn't match Carney as effectively and stuck to his issues that the Conservatives was raking up, like economy and the cost of living crisis in Canada. Things got worse for Canada as Donald Trump began his tariff war around the world. He implemented a 25% additional tariff on imports from Canada, and Canada under Trudeau hit back soon after. It slapped a 25% tariff against $155 billion worth of American products coming into Canada, reciprocal tariffs in short. Stock markets, like we saw around the world, tumbled, and so was the case in Canada. In short, risks of a wider trade war with US, and still hovers around the risk of a wider trade war, and the Canadian sovereignty claim of all the talk of being the 51st state paved the way for Liberals to bounce back. And in his victory speech, Carney was emphatic that Canada will fight back against all American attempts to hurt Canada's interests, setting the ground for 5 more years of Liberal rule in Canada under Mark Carney. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.